Hi, it's Carol Jean. Welcome to the Mind Your Autistic Brain talk show. We are kicking off our Shine a Light Autistic Advocate campaign this month in April, and I'm so excited. This is our second annual event, and we have some incredible autistic advocates joining me this month for powerful conversations around the topic of accessibility. So stick around, find out what's coming up, how you can join in, and what we'll be talking about this year. I'm really excited to be sharing this with you.
Hi, I'm Carol Jean, late identified autistic ADHD human, and your host of the Mind Your Autistic Brain talk show and Burnout Restoration Unveilers community. You're about to experience the new way to thrive as a neurodistinct brain and body by getting off the chronic cycle burnout loop for good. By unveiling your authentic self, defining what thriving feels like for you, knowing your burnout signpost, so those top 20 burnout warning signs are a thing of the past, and stepping into your best life as the creator and leader you are meant to be. Get ready, because this is where we go against the mainstream, say no to outdated self-care tips, and we say yes to who we are in order to create an energized, authentic, peaceful, and harmonized world. Welcome to Mind Your Autistic Brain.
So we are kicking off our Shine a Light Autistic Advocate campaign this month, and I am really excited because we're going to be talking about some pretty big topics, including all of the things relating to accessibility in the workplace, public spaces, healthcare, and education. These are all the places that you guys have identified and that we collectively as a community have said, this is a big deal. Accessibility is a really big deal in these places, specifically for us. So, when we talk about accessibility, what does that mean exactly? I did a quick Google search and I went out and I'm like, okay, what does accessibility mean? So this was one of the responses, and it says, what does accessibility mean for people with disabilities? And, hey, we have seen disabilities, we have unseen disabilities. And if you're part of the neurodistinct community, then that can look like a lot of different things. That can be, I have POTS and dysautonomia. That can be a lot of different things that impact how you're able to show up and the things that you need and the supports you need in your life. So, accessibility, one of the definitions was accessibility is when the needs of people with disabilities are specifically considered and products, services, and facilities are built or modified so that they can be used by people of all abilities. Another definition of accessibility is the practice of making information, activities, and/or environments sensible, meaningful, and usable for as many people as possible. Just the definition of accessibility in general is the quality of being easy to obtain or use. Well, I think we can all agree that when we talk about workplace, public spaces, healthcare, and education, we have a lot of work to do around accessibility, ease of use. These are some of the biggest places that across the board we're all talking about. And this month, I'm really excited to be able to share this phenomenal panel of autistic advocates with you in our Shine a Light campaign. Our 2023 Shine a Light Autistic Advocate campaign focusing on accessibility has 20 plus autistic advocates from every corner of the globe, including the Philippines and more. And I'm so excited to be sharing these upcoming panels. So our first live event will be tomorrow, and we will be talking about accessibility in the workplace. I'm going to be joined by Dr. Scott Fraysard, Piper Hudson, Sydney Elaine Butler, Lex Harvey Brin, Jennifer Williams, and the phenomenal Neuro Rebellion leader and attorney, Cora Burke. Guys, this is going to be a really powerful conversation. We're going to be talking about all of the things that we face in accessibility barriers and challenges in the workplace. We'll be talking about maybe who's doing it really well, because there are some companies out there doing this really well, and we want to be able to shine a light on those guys and what they're doing in the world to create accessibility. We're going to be talking about things all along the journey between hiring. What does it look like as an employee or someone who is a potential employee looking at a company to interview? What are some of the access things there? We'll be moving in next week on Tuesday to talk about accessibility in public spaces. I'm really excited. We have a phenomenal panel here. Brian Collins will be joining me live. I will have some information sent over by Emily Ellsworth, who is Emily Autism and Me, and she does incredible work in the UK. Brian Collins is a former Disney Imagineer, and he is one of the most incredible humans. And we're going to be talking about public spaces. Brian helped design some of the sensory spaces and the accessibility at one of the largest Disney parks here in the United States. So we're going to be talking about accessibility in public spaces. What does that look like? What is it going to be when we go somewhere? What are some of the barriers or challenges? Who's doing things really well? What can we incorporate into our daily life, into our public spaces? What can we do to help public spaces incorporate the things that are accessible that make life easier for all of us? Because remember, accessibility is about access for everyone. We'll be following this conversation up next Thursday with another live panel all about healthcare. We have Mason Milne. Margot will be sending in her information. So will Rory Lemon, who is an incredible osteopath. We also have Janelle Johnson, who is the head of her own beautiful and incredible power-packed Family, Marriage, and Counseling Center in North Carolina, and Dr. Bex Canner, who's going to be joining us. And we'll be talking about all of the different intersections in every one of these topics, because we are a diverse community, and all of the intersections that fall into who we are also factor into our accessibility. So we're going to be diving into those things as well. Our final panel will be the last Thursday of the month, and we're going to be talking about accessibility in education. I'm going to be joined by author Jackie Edgery, Ian Rand, and Simon Preston, Corinne Gilmore, who is part of our NeuroDrive education team, and Fazia. We have just an incredible panel here. We're going to be talking about global elements in education, because these things fall into all different areas and aspects within our accessibility challenges. This isn't just a United States thing. This isn't a UK thing. This is a global thing. And we want to talk about all of those different areas and aspects to accessibility. What does it look like for you in your country? What are some of the challenges or barriers that you might be facing? So please join us tomorrow for our first live panel. We kick off at 1 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. You can catch that on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook, on the Mind Your Autistic Brain business page over there on Facebook. I am really excited to have all of you joining up to be a part of this conversation. The more we can talk about accessibility, the more we can share our experiences. What works? What doesn't work? What are the things that we're facing every day in accessibility in the workplace, in the public spaces that we visit, in our healthcare, and in our education? And I'm really, really thrilled. And I'm so grateful to all of the amazing advocates who will be joining for these live panel conversations. And they are also going to be featured on the Brain Dump blog as part of our campaign this month, where you can dive in deeper and learn a little bit more about each one of these advocates and the work that they're doing in the world. I started this campaign last year because April wasn't what I wanted to experience in the past. It felt a little icky. It was a little overwhelming, and it wasn't our voices. This is my solution and my approach to shining a light on some incredible autistic advocates in the world. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to you being part of the incredible events all this month. And join us tomorrow, kicking off accessibility in the workplace.
Are you looking to experience healthier relationships with yourself and others while prioritizing your own well-being? Ready to remove layers of masking and get off the chronic cycle burnout loop? Mind Your Autistic Brain is a proud partner with XXO Connect. XXO Connect is a 100% live group and one-to-one video connection platform supporting your well-being through fun daily live rooms, connecting you to self, coaches, and community, including your ND community. Recharge inside self-care rooms. Activate mind, body, soul connection in live guided meditation rooms. Dive into mindset rooms with a former UFC MMA fighter. Restore energy in burnout prevention and recovery rooms. Raise your love signal with sex, dating, and relationship coaches. Align and elevate clarity in yoga and energy healing rooms. Experience deeper connection and healing in conscious community breathwork rooms. Improve your relationship with money in financial wellness rooms. Navigate life after divorce in parenting rooms. There's nothing like being in a room together, sharing energy together, supporting together, being coached together, healing together, feeling together, growing together. Live human connection every day, connection in every way. Living the whole human connection experience together on XXO Connect. Join me, Carol Jean Whittington, on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time every week for Neurodiverse Connection, where we focus on burnout restoration, communication in our relationships, and so much more. Sign up today to join XXO Connect and me at the link in the show notes below.